What is up, everybody? This is Brent Brookhouse. I am here with All Ego Ethan Page and his daughter. It's WrestleMania week. It's a Bitter Boys Club. How's it going, man?
We'll see how it goes for the next 40 to 60 minutes.
So you're on dad duty, which means you are back on Canadian soil after the 5 weeks in Japan. How's it been being back home?
Amazing. It's if my wife and I were both saying it feels like I never left, which is a good thing. But yeah, I appreciate everything in my house a lot more.
Just temperature control, comfort.
Yeah, blankets.
And I mean, you're back on that dad duty, that's got to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, it is. And tonight, my wife wanted to go to a jiu-jitsu class. She hasn't really been able to leave the house. So yesterday, I was on dad duty when she went to go get her nails done. And today is jiu-jitsu, so it's just me and her solo hanging out. I'm not doing the best, but we got a podcast to record before I take off to New Orleans. So we'll see if my little girl will cooperate with me.
And when do you head down to New Orleans?
So we're recording this Wednesday. So tomorrow I have to leave around 3:30 p.m. to catch a 7 o'clock flight.
And I mean, we've known about the CZW thing. You mentioned on Twitter that your weekend has gotten a lot busier. Is that all still kind of under wraps still?
I have one more show, a wrestling show that will not be announced, so that is under wraps. But I will be at the freelance table in the Pro Wrestling Tees area on Friday and Saturday at WrestleCon, so that's exciting. And then I will be filming a new show for High Spots all weekend.
Oh, all right. Any details on this new show?
Not really, to be honest with you. I feel like I gave away my best show name, Another Way to Get Paid, so I have to come up with something creative to give them something original. Right now, the temporary show name, if they approve it, is does anybody even watch these?
From experience, having filmed them and put them up, yes, people do.
I know. I prefer the tongue-in-cheek, like self-deprecating comedy of three random dudes just sitting and talking.
Yeah, so you are gonna have some stuff going on down there, and obviously working tables, selling merch, all that fun stuff.
Yeah. So it turned into a bit of a weekend instead of in and out for CZW.
Are people allowed to unfold your shirts?
Oh no! Is this what we're going to talk about?
I want to talk about it a little bit because it's the silliest thing.
Yes, people can unfold my shirts. You would not believe how many moms pull shirts off the table to hold it up to their son or daughter, just to be like, oh, maybe he's a small or maybe he's a medium. And it's fine. Like, that's part of the job, is dealing with customers. You're a salesman. Like, I don't know. Like, I get it. Like, I understand both sides, but I would never say that publicly.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it doesn't bother me because I've just seen so much just weird etiquette on behalf of fans that it's, I don't know, it's super weird to me, some of the stuff that you'll see fans do, or the amount of time that they will take talking to someone with a line behind them. And I understand that you guys probably want to give, some of your time to people that are willing to support you, and buy your stuff, but I don't know. To me, it didn't seem like it was worth any controversy, because all it was, hey, try to be respectful of both myself and the other fans in the area. So I was really surprised that blew up into a whole thing.
Yeah, but it's also like the way it was. Like I like David Starr, since that's who we're talking about. It's just like you, it was almost like he was giving hostage demands, like either follow these lists of demands or don't bother. And like to a degree, like it's just common sense, but some fans just don't have that, and that's fine. Like wrestling is for the socially awkward. This is like a safe place for them, or it's supposed to be, where a bunch of essentially loners, because people who like wrestling aren't of the popular sort, they get together and enjoy this weird magical thing. And yeah, 9 times out of 10 they'll stand around for awkward conversations that last too long, and they don't pick up on social cues. But it's part of the gig. Like you want to be a quote unquote celebrity or public figure, then like I don't know. I don't know, man. Like it's a thing that every wrestler deals with that is not something we publicly. He wasn't like shaming people or like saying, "Hey, this specific person is a POS," but I don't know. I wouldn't have done that. He's not wrong. Fans aren't wrong for getting mad.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like, and I said it on Twitter, but it seems like, heading into the biggest weekend of the year, most of the top talent in the world will be there. And we had to spend a day and a half talking about merch table etiquette. Like that's where we had to get hung up. And I'm popular. I'm a wrestling fan and I'm popular. Mr. Cool Guy.
Well, I wasn't when I was a wrestling fan, so.
Yeah, so, I mean, to be clear, if anybody's listening and doesn't actually know what we're talking about,
yeah, read the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the exact tweet right now, but David Starr basically sent out a tweet that said, God, and I can't find the exact tweet, which is silly given what we're talking about, but it was basically, hey, when you come up to the merch table, don't unfold the display shirts, and, I don't remember how he phrased it, but don't sit and talk and take up, a ton of time. Here it is. Attention wrestling fans who approach merch tables. 1, do not unfold our display shirts. That was all caps. 2, conversation is fine and welcome, but please do not hold up the queue by lingering. Okay, thanks, bye. So,
I think he replied to his own tweet with more, too.
Oh yeah, there were several. Allow me to clarify some things. You are not required to buy anything. You may approach my table to talk with no purchase required. I appreciate and thank all of your support, regardless of if you purchase something or not. I want to give everyone the chance to approach. The table, whether that's to say hello and take a picture, or if it's to make a purchase. By lingering at the table, that takes away from others' ability to do either of those things, and unfolding our display shirts is unnecessary and very inconvenient. So that became a thing for a day and a half with people getting upset. Those certainly aren't on the list of the strangest things that I've seen fans do at merch tables, but I guess they're a personal annoyance of David Starr, and that had to become a thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Not really my thing, but I understand.
Yeah,
to a degree.
Right. I think the main thing is, I don't know. In my mind, you can tell the people that put a lot of work into their setup. Like, I can't remember who it is, but, there's guys that will have 3 different colors of the same shirt folded so that the design on the front stretches across the 3 shirts. If you see something like that, probably best not to mess with something that clearly took a little bit of time to set up.
Yeah, Space Monkey does that.
Maybe it was Space Monkey. Yeah, so I mean, common sense, but you know, Star did go on to say, if you want a size check, just say, and you can use a non-display shirt. I think where it comes across poorly is probably the "you may approach my table to talk with no purchase required." It sounds a little like he has decided to grant you permission to speak to him. But still, either way, it's not. It doesn't seem like this needed to be a thing. Do you have a merch
Yeah.
table pet peeve?
Um, yeah, if a wrestler moves my merch to make more space for himself.
Yeah, that seems like it'd be annoying. What about the people who occasionally just walk up and like take a picture without saying anything?
Oh, that's fine. But that's like the socially awkwardness.
Yeah, I
I'm okay with that. Like our job is to make sure that the fans have a good enough experience that they want to come back.
What about charging for selfies?
Um, oh man, see, this is tough because I'm in a weird spot for this weekend because I don't like charging for photos, and that's exactly what WrestleCon is.
Well, there's something if it's WrestleCon being a convention is different than if I show up at an Evolve show or AIW or Alpha One or wherever just to a regular show. A convention comes with the expectation that people are charging for pictures or autographs or whatever.
Well, I'm not charging for pictures, so I might get some flack for it, but I'm gonna do photos are free with a purchase. So like, if they buy an 8x10, they get a picture.
That seems fair.
Yeah, it bothers me, but like I can't be the only wrestler in that whole place. It's just like, yeah, free pictures, whatever you want. When there's like, I'm not there to make enemies with legends.
Right. And I think that's another thing is if somebody's a legend, then I think there's a bit more expectation that they're not working 3 or 4 shows a week usually, so charging $15 or $20 for a photo is a significant portion of what their expected income for the weekend would be.
Sure,
So that's a different thing.
fair enough.
But anyway, it's WrestleMania week, man. Are you fired up at all, or is this just business as usual?
Business as usual, but I am excited to do the show for High Spots. I have no idea the schedule, but I'm pretty sure it's just free reign is whenever I can get free time. I've lined up a bunch of really cool guests. I don't really want to say who they are in case their schedule picks up and I can't get them on the show. I'm really excited for this surprise show that I'm doing, and very excited to wrestle Ricky Shane Page for CCW.
All right, sounds good. What are you gonna do outside of? Are you trying to sneak out to any shows or anything just to take stuff in?
Not really, to be honest. If I went to go see anything, it would probably be Kenny versus Cody.
Yeah, that seems like where you'd want to get if you had one place to be. So let's talk about coming back from Japan. How was the flight? How are those last couple days? And also, what was the U.S. Japan Gay Wrestling Summit?
So, the flight was amazing. Last minute ended up having no one sitting beside me, so that was great. It ended up being 2.5 hours shorter on the way home than it was on the way there. And then I passed out for my connection from Chicago to Canada. It honestly couldn't have been better. My bags came so fast. My wife was there waiting. It was great. I got home. She had pizza ordered, a bunch of cookies, some Pepsi Max, a movie in the DVD, and it was just a good time. some junk food, hang out with the baby, hang out with her, and then back to business as usual the next day. But as far as the Gay Wrestling Summit, definitely something you should need to check out. They saved Ethan Page versus Dino for the last day of my tour in Corrigan Hall, which was cool. It was myself, Joey Ryan, Cole Cabana against. Sorry, I'm still jet lagged. That was a terrible thing to do, is yawn on your own podcast. But my sleep is so screwed up. I've been waking up at 3 a.m. every morning. Anyway, so it's a 6-man tag, and there was no rules to this gay summit. There was no reason for the gay summit other than every wrestler yelling that this was a gay summit.
Okay.
At the end of it, we won. So Colt Cabana announced that we were the #1 gay wrestlers in the world. People really like that. And it was really cool to hear my name chanted in Corrigan Hall, for me to essentially throw myself to the wolves, and AKA the wolves were Dino, to molest me.
Yeah, I saw some clips. That was out there, man.
Yeah, he touched my penis.
A couple times.
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
You may or may not, if I'm remembering right, have been shoved into a bear ass.
No, I was not.
Okay. I might be getting my clips
Oh, yes,
confused.
I was. Yes, I was.
Okay. I thought so.
Yeah. Wow. That's bad. That's some trauma right there.
It's
Forcing
already being
myself to
blocked
forget.
out.
Yeah.
So, all in all, now that you're out of the moment, how do you feel about the trip overall?
Overall, it was great. I got offered to come back later in the year for the same amount of shows, but half the time. So I was kind of mad because I was there for 5 weeks and did 9 shows, and they want me to come back to do 8 shows in 2 weeks. And I was like, well, where was this before? But so I'm excited. I'm excited to go back if I decide to lock that in. Not really something I'm pitching to my wife right now, to be honest.
Probably best to let a little time go by, work that dad duty as much as you can, and then bring it up.
Exactly. Because she's already like, I can't believe you're leaving again. I'm like, well, someone's got to pay the bills.
Right, and this is a short trip at least, not too long.
Yeah, no, and she's awesome. Like, I was only joking. Like, she's super supportive. Today we spent the entire day running around grabbing some last minute things for my new entrance jacket to make sure that it was finished for this weekend. Because I originally wasn't even planning on doing WrestleMania weekend because I absolutely hate it and hate all the fans that go there. So I ended up getting the CZW show, and I didn't want to turn it down because work is work. And then now it's spiraled into being a hectic weekend with the high spot stuff and the other show, and now being at WrestleCon. So I never want to half-ass it, especially on a big weekend like this with a bunch of people watching. So I got probably the coolest gear I'll ever make and ever have available for me this weekend. Came in yesterday. So there's a last-minute order, rush order. So that was a pretty penny to spend. And then I want a new jacket to wear to the ring and kind of change my look up a little bit for the rest of the year. It's a big weekend. And it's always worth investing in yourself, especially after a little tour of Japan. Come back fresh, ready to rock.
Now, I don't know if we've ever really gotten into it that much before, but what exactly is the hate WrestleMania weekend and hate the fans that go there?
So it's just a little too much for me. Like, it's going to sound, I don't know, like I'm some kind of bitter old man, but I prefer the family that comes to a wrestling show that doesn't care who's the main event of WrestleMania or what Dave Meltzer rated that match. I don't like being told I'm a good heel. I don't like being told that, like, oh man, you got a good slap on that super kick. It's just like, it's just shut up. Like, it drives me nuts. And
it's the having the crowd that has like no suspension of disbelief. It's all like it's just too smart.
yeah, and then so that's fine. I don't hate you because you're knowledgeable. It's not that. It's when it becomes a negative. Like, so last year Mania weekend, I wrestled Austin Theory, um, in one of my matches for Evolve, and we did a back body drop where he over rotated a little bit and landed on his leg. Obviously, that wasn't planned. He was maybe like a year or two into wrestling at this point, still very young. To him, this is the biggest booking he's ever had. People don't really give a shit about that are in the crowd. We keep running the match that we had planned, and he was running on that leg he landed on. And someone from the crowd, as soon as the crowd died down and there was no noise, the guy from the crowd was like, "Sell your leg more, you idiot."
God, that's brutal.
Yeah, and like, I just remember whispering to like Theory, like, "Don't listen to that guy. He's an idiot. Just keep doing the match. People are enjoying this." And like, yeah, it just like ripped my spirit out of my body, and I just wanted to walk over there and just punch that guy in his face and tell him that he's like a worthless supporter of something that he feels so passionately about. And like, oh my God, it's like just telling you, it just pisses me off so much.
Yeah, I can see that, and it is whatever city it's in is overrun with 1,000 of that guy.
Exactly. So that one guy will be at every show I do, no matter what. There will be 2 to 3 of those people in the crowd. But WrestleMania weekend is all of those idiots come together to celebrate their stupidity.
Oh, okay. I can get that. That makes perfect sense.
So like, the chances of running into people like that are like exponentially higher Mania weekend.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a lot. I mean, as a fan,
Yeah.
it's a lot. Like, and last year, I obviously had no choice but to be at, everything during the WWN shows because of the Flow Slam stuff. So, I mean, we were there from before the first show until usually an hour or two after the last show. So we were getting home at like 3:30 for 4:30 in the morning, and then getting up at 8 and getting our gear ready to go back and set up laptops and cameras and all that. And working it was obviously brutal because we couldn't just go back and crash for a couple hours or whatever. But even just as a fan, it's a lot. And if you go through the whole weekend trying to be that guy, then you're an asshole. And if you become that guy because you're at too many shows, go to less shows. Like, be a little more selective and don't decide that the only way to entertain yourself is to be that dude.
Good way to put it.
All right. Let's get through some questions before your baby wakes up or whatever switches gears.
Dude, she is killing it. You're doing great.
This is a
You're
tremendous
so
first
good.
podcast appearance.
Heck yeah. You get a kiss. Oh no, I think I woke you up. Shit. Okay, let's do this.
All right. Top Rope Tony sent in a few. How much Taco Bell have you had since getting back from Japan?
None, actually. They had Taco Bell in Japan, I didn't have that either, but they did have it, so it was possible to have it there.
I don't know how you pass up Japanese Taco Bell.
Uh, because it was the most expensive food ever.
Okay, that's fair. Just after your description of the McDonald's being incredible, uh, made me wonder what Japanese Taco Bell levels were. Does a manager on the independent scene, Stokely Hathaway, for example, attract similar fees to the boys/girls who work in ring?
Possibly. I think a guy like Stokely could actually make more than wrestlers just because of his name value and what he brings to the show.
Yeah, I mean, Stokely is a pretty big exception because of the level of work that he does and how good he is. That, there's not a lot of other managers that are quite on that level. So,
Yeah.
Stokely's kind of the best. So, did you sell much merch in Japan, and is the approach to selling merch at shows the same as it is in the States/UK?
Yeah, I did very well, and it's pretty much the exact same.
So you're setting up a table and selling direct to fans?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
All right. Scrolling here. Got a bunch from Wade Buswell as usual. I actually got the call for questions out in time to let people get the questions in this week. So good job,
Heck
Nate.
yeah. I'm glad we got a bunch of questions.
Yeah, after watching your toy hunting videos from Japan, how long do you think it would take you to build one of those Lego sets?
Oh my god. I'm terrible with following instructions for anything because I'm uber man and dumb. So it would probably take me forever.
Which match are you most excited for at Alpha One's Show Me What You Got?
Oh man, that's tough. If I had to pick one, probably Simon Grimm versus Josh Alexander, or the Outer Limits 5-way, which is all a bunch of young guys, hungry. They all know it's an iPay-per-view or a live stream, so everyone's showing up to use this as the best way to launch their career or get as much exposure as they can.
I'm going to kind of change up Wade's question here. Have you heard any more from any promoters or anything on the rule situation in Louisiana?
Nothing yet, but pretty much when we read over what Luke Hawk said, that essentially just no pile drivers, don't bleed, and they're very lenient as long as you can guarantee that you can hit whatever move you want to do good and tell the commission, hey, we're doing a shooting star press, then I'm sure they're going to be fine with it. Because you have to think, WWE is doing 2 battle royals, which you have to throw your opponent over the top rope, and that is literally one of the rules of things not to do.
Yeah, there was something in the news, and I wish I would have pulled it up, but it was something to the effect that the commission has basically stated that WWE and Ring of Honor are at a professional level where they don't really have to worry about any of the rules.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
So they're good. As for everyone else, I don't know, but I assume that a lot of it is just the commission wants to be able to, if somebody goes for a shooting star and, Brock Lesnar's himself and breaks their neck, they want to be
Which happened on WWE.
Right. They want to be able to say, yeah, we talked to the guys and they swore up and down that they were capable of doing this, so you can't sue us.
Yeah, they just don't want to be responsible, which is totally fine.
And hopefully everybody got their blood work in.
Well, yeah, that's... But, apparently there's a rule you need to be clean-shaven.
Yeah, I don't know that that's a thing.
I am not shaving. I'll bring my clippers, but I am not shaving. Pre-shaving, no chance.
Yeah, I find it hard to believe that they'll push that. I mean, that's usually a like an old holdover from boxing where, there was thoughts about beards cushioning the impact of punches, which is also kind of scientifically proven to not really be a thing because your brain moves, however. Did you see or find any knockoff WWE or superhero stuff while in Japan?
Not necessarily. I did find a lot of cool stuff at Totocon, which is like the really big wrestling store. I got my brother a WWE t-shirt from the tour they did in Osaka, which he loves. But not too much knockoff stuff. They have a lot of really like exclusive Japanese companies that do like little statues or wrestling figures or superhero figures. And they are super expensive. Even there. Even if they're made there, they're still $50 to $60 per figure.
Jeez.
Yeah. I mean, they're amazing, and the articulation is amazing, but yeah, expensive.
Any heads up for fans on what merch you're bringing with you on WrestleMania weekend?
I have probably 2 t-shirts available, 2 to 3 pins. I have brand new Ethan Page and Chandler Park 8x10s. That should be about it. And my new Best of DVD. Oh, I think she's getting fussy.
Will we see old school ref in an Alpha 1 ring again?
Possibly.
Let's see. Is jet lag a real thing?
Oh, yeah, it's super real.
Yeah, it's brutal even just going East Coast to West Coast. It can be brutal, let alone, across an ocean.
Like, super duper real. I'm not joking. I wake up at 3 o'clock every single day, and it kills me. Because I'll just be laying in bed. My wife is out cold. My kid's out cold for the last 3 days. Give me 1 second.
Yep.
You're okay. I'm going to feed you. Hold on. Hold on. There you go. Yep, jet lag's real.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Was Tank Abbott tougher than Kimbo Slice?
Ooh, I don't know. That's actually really tough.
I'm going to say yes.
Because Tank Abbott's still alive?
Boy, that is one way to go. Sure. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any way to really judge that, but I'll say yes. Well, actually,
I would say Kimbo Slice definitely looks way more intimidating.
Actually, I don't know what I'm thinking because there's a fight to go directly off of where
didn't they fight?
Yeah, and Kimbo won like handily. Yeah. So no, Kimbo's tougher. Do you think we'll get Biker Undertaker, Normal Undertaker, or Mean Mark Calloway at WrestleMania?
I think Biker Taker would be cool, but I'm more of the betting that Hulk Hogan is Braun Strowman's tag partner.
I can't believe that would happen. I think they're still too gun-shy about the Hogan thing.
No way.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do it. I don't think
the South is there, brother.
I don't know. Let's see. Who are you looking forward to hanging out with most during WrestleMania weekend?
Probably Stokely. Or seeing ACH or Eddie Kingston.
Right on. I'm not going, so I'm not looking forward to anything. Money's no object. You can bring in one person to wrestle Kobe Durst in Alpha 1.
One person to wrestle Kobe Durst in Alpha 1. I can pick.
And I think within the realm of reality. Like, not The Rock.
Yeah, I wouldn't book him against Kobe Durst anyways.
You wouldn't, you'd steal that for yourself.
Oh, man. Probably either Pentagon or Teddy Hart?
Ugh. We'll say
Just
Pentagon.
because they're both crazy, and so is Kobe. I'm just trying to match his craziness.
Yeah, Teddy just seems like he'd be too big of a pain in the ass. So
And they said money's no object.
yeah, the problem with Teddy, I don't think, is the money. So either way, what's one thing you wish you knew? This is from Wrestling Safari on Twitter. What's one thing you wish you knew when you were starting out wrestling that you know now?
That it would kill my body as bad as it did, and to not take as many risks when I was younger and save my bumps. I mean, that is something I knew, but didn't care about.
Kind of
Then
the young and
again,
invincible thing.
yeah. Then again, like if I didn't, I might not be where I am. So it's like a double-edged sword. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one.
Would you rather keep the same work schedule and have the same opportunities that you're having now without ever being able to go to WWE, or have a huge 5-year run in WWE?
Oh man, that's
I mean, I'd have to think personally. A
the
huge
5-year run.
Yeah, a huge run in WWE. You've got money, and in 5 years you can,
Do a nice indie run.
right, either a nice indie run, or if you've got enough money, just hang it up and chill with your family.
Yeah.
And just book Alpha One like a crazy person with all your money.
Yeah, exactly.
Who should be the next to go to Japan that is currently on the Alpha One roster?
Oh man, there's so many people. I'm a big fan of Josh Briggs, like really big fan. I think he would do great in Japan because he's so big.
All right. Who is currently in the WWE system right now that you had the most fun working with? I'm going to assume Gargano.
Yeah.
All right.
Good assumption.
Yeah, I would think. Let me see. That might actually be it. I'm scrolling through my mentions here. I've got a lot of mentions. Popular guy.
You're welcome.
No, I think that's all the questions. And
Well, I'm glad we got so many in this week.
yeah,
We really shit the bed last week.
Yeah, it was you in Japan. I don't know why I couldn't just ask a day ahead of time, hey, you good to record tomorrow? But I didn't, so then the questions never went out until, hey, are you good to record in like an hour?
Yeah, but there was also the time change, and
Yeah, it's a little crazy, but we're going to try to wrap up a little bit on the early side because you are, as we stated, on dad duty, and as people have heard throughout the podcast, which is, proud to be the first podcast that your daughter made an appearance on.
yeah, man, I'm like Jay-Z when he made that song with his daughter.
So go ahead, get your plugs in.
Well, I'm currently feeding my daughter formula, and it's not cheap. So you can buy my t-shirts at prowrestlingtees.com/EthanPage. And there is a WrestleMania sale going on. I believe it's 20% off your entire order, which is pretty dope because it's more than the tax. So go to prowrestlingtees.com/EthanPage this weekend. Order your shirts if you're not there. If you are, come visit me at WrestleCon. Friday morning, I will be there at 9 a.m. at the AIW booth till 11 a.m. Then I'll be jumping from there over to the freelance table at the Pro Wrestling Tees area. Come say hello, grab a t-shirt, grab an 8x10, say hello to Ethan Page or Chandler Park, whatever you want, doesn't matter. Grab a picture with me. I have my best of DVD, I have pins, I have dolls, I have keychains. And then Saturday at 3 p.m., I'll be at CZW Combat Zone Wrestling, wherever the heck that is. And once I release these high spot shows, please check them out. It's going to be a blast. Twitter at official ego, Instagram at official_ego, and I'll see you guys at the shows.
Wait. You always forget this one. Now you have an iPay-per-view coming up on powerbomb.tv. If people want to watch that, I'm pretty sure they can do that for free.
Do I forget, or do I allow you to continue your gimmick of reminding me?
Oh, you just tee it up for me. That's even better.
Yeah, choose up more time. So Alpha One Wrestling live on April 15th at 4 p.m., whatever Toronto time is. That's Eastern time, right?
Yeah.
Eastern time. We start on the dot at 4 o'clock. So we're running this like a pay-per-view. I'm super excited. There's going to be a shot list. There's going to be a script. I'm doing my best to make this the best thing that Powerbomb has ever aired. And if it sucks, I just put myself in a hole. Oh well, but we're going to try. The effort will be there. Use promo code ALPHA1, ALPHA, and the number 1 to get 20 days for free. You can sign up the day of and start that 20 days and see the entire show for free. Check it out. Powerbomb has a ton of stuff. Alpha One has, I think, close to 20 shows on there that you can stream on VOD anytime, any place. It works great on your phone. I think they have a Roku app. I think they have an Apple TV app. Am I saying wrong things? I have no idea. But I've heard not many complaints. So please sign up, check it out. Check out some old shows and then watch live. I'm very excited for the pay-per-view.
Okay, and he is All Ego Ethan Page at Official Ego on Twitter. I am at Brent Brookhouse on Twitter. You can follow my writing at cagesideseats.com. They are the good people who make this podcast possible, and they have really in-depth, very comprehensive coverage of this huge week in wrestling. I will be writing all kinds of stuff over there over the next week. I also do some MMA writing at bloodyelbow.com. You can follow along there. And we will be back next week talking about what happened over WrestleMania weekend. We will both have watched WrestleMania, so we can actually talk about like WWE things for once. That'll be new. So make sure to tune in, rate, subscribe, leave a review at iTunes and Stitcher. We have a good amount of 5-star reviews coming in, which is great news. And every time we get one, it helps us a little bit more in attracting new fans. Tweet about us. Anything you can to help build the show up does good things for us. We will be back next week. Hey, Ethan, safe travels for this WrestleMania weekend, and we will talk next week.
See you, dude.